midnight blue, indigo, navy blue, turquoise, azure, sky blue. Hello, my name is Dennis Niedringhaus, and I'm not a painter. I'm a leadership coach based in Luxembourg and Paris. And I made this little video to tell you the story of how I got here. And when I say how I got here, I'm not talking about how I got to the edge of this beautiful pool where the waters are so clear and still and clean. I'm talking about how I got here on another level. I'd like to tell you the story of my very personal journey through the shades of blue. Although my family name Niedringhaus is German, I was born in the Midwestern city of St. Louis, famous in music history as the birthplace of the blues. That's Bessie Smith pouring her heart into this song written when St. Louis was in its heyday. I was raised in a middle-class family. There I was at age 5 getting a red scooter for Christmas. Unfortunately, I couldn't take that scooter to school. I had to take the school bus, which invariably led me to a less than friendly environment. School! What can I say about school? There were a lot of rules to follow, a lot of subjects that I wasn't particularly interested in, especially sports. A creative kid like me was restless and a bit lonely. A lot like the main character, Tom Wingfield, in the Tennessee Williams play The Glass Menagerie, with all his sister's sensitivities, but also a burning desire to get away from an environment that was suffocating him. So while all the other kids were out playing baseball, I had my finger on a globe. I would put my finger on the spinning globe and imagine what life would be like in France. France was a popular destination, probably because I did well in French. The only other activity that inspired me was the piano. I would spend long hours writing simple melodies, and then one day, I bought a Joni Mitchell album called Blue. I was blown away by the title track, the honesty and the courage it took to go that deep. She played some dissonant chords, but created something with beauty and meaning. It was then I decided that I would do the same. I would find release through music and words, especially in foreign languages, because I needed more vocabulary and some life experience in a different context. But I wasn't going to spend my life in minor keys. I would go to France 3 times in the 1980s. Oh, the 1980s. This was disco, and I discovered that I could dance. France was like oxygen. I went from navy blue to bright blue. Oh, I was happy. And I would have stayed, but I had to go back to St. Louis to get my college diploma. The next 15 years would bring me to 4 different countries and the study of 3 new languages, but always the same quandary. As much as I enjoyed the challenge and the adventure of a new culture, I would start to feel lonely. But then, once I got back home, I felt uncomfortable and bored. I began to feel like I was caught in some kind of magnetic field, pulled in opposite directions. Then, as I got older and the novelty of foreign travel started wearing off, I added a 3rd circle to this ikigai, a search for meaning or purpose. I started looking within for other sources of wisdom and inspiration. I started reading books on subjects that I never took time to explore in school: analytic psychology, comparative religion, and one book in particular by Edward T. Hall, Hidden Differences. This book marked a turning point in my career. It sparked my interest in intercultural training, but always from the added perspective of language. Learning Japanese wasn't easy, but it did teach me a lot about cultural filters. Let me give you an example. One of my first vocabulary words in Japanese was aoi, blue. So imagine my surprise when a Japanese woman gave me what she called blue plums. I later learned that what the Japanese call aoi is green blue, to Westerners. Green, blue, aqua. I guess that takes us back to our pool. Okay, so now I've come to the end of my bio. You might be saying to yourself, well, that's a very interesting story, but I don't really see the connection with leadership coaching. And to that, I would simply say, I gave myself as an example of vulnerability. Learn to lower your mask and allow yourself to show emotion, to allow yourself to be vulnerable by creating an environment where people can actually trust each other. So, come to the end of this video. I hope you've learned a few things about me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of it. And if you haven't yet left on vacation, well, enjoy your holidays. Wishing you a clear blue, azure blue